welcome to KV Productions, and before I begin I just want to say I had no clue they were making this movie until the day of its release. I saw this on Netflix and I was wondering when did this come, when did they announce this, but here we are reviewing Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, and this will be a non-spoiler review, so don't worry, you are safe in my hands.
Trust me.
Now before I begin I just want to say I am not the biggest Black Clover fan.
What?
You see, so some of the things I say you may not agree with, and look, this is just my opinion as someone who's not the biggest fan of this series. I think this series is fun and also very entertaining, but other than that I don't think it's anything more than that personally. And if you disagree with me, I'm very sorry, but I hope we can respect each other's opinions here. Now this is a non-canon film. If you search the internet, it says it happens after season 4, which I don't know how that works, because after season 4 Yami got caught by the demons or devils, and in this movie Yami is in the movie, so I don't know how it follows that thing, but personally I think it's non-canon to the series that we know of. I'm not sure whether we are going to get season 5, so maybe this will be a... If this movie gets popular, we might get a season 5 in the future. Let's see how that goes. And before I talk about the movie, I just want to say I'm mainly not a fan of this series because I think it follows the conventional shonen storyline, if you know what I mean. Okay, maybe this might be my fault because right after watching Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, I went to binge watch the show, and at the beginning I could see lots of similarities between both shows. The story beats, the power systems, the story, the characters, the rivalry, they were all there. And maybe this is my fault, maybe I shouldn't have seen Black Clover right after watching Naruto, but it's following the same storyline. But eventually after a certain point it does veer off from that path, and I'm really happy with that. And now we have this movie. So this is a solid film. It's very entertaining, just like the show. It's fun and entertaining to look at. And the story follows this. We have Conrad now. He's our main antagonist of the story. He wants to destroy Clover Kingdom and rebuild it again with no discrimination. So he wants to get rid of people who discriminate against those who are weaker in magic, because you know in this world we have different social standing for magic. There's the royals, nobles, and now there's also the common people, and each of them have different levels of magic, and there's discrimination between the higher ups and the lower ups. And he wants this to be gone, so in order to do that he wants to destroy Clover Kingdom and bring back people who would not discriminate against each other. That's his plan, and of course our Magic Knights think this is insane and want to stop him. Let's start with what I liked. The animation here is really incredible, especially for the action sequences. It's definitely a step up from the action sequence animation that was in the show, and really amazing. And then you have Conrad, who was a pretty good villain here. He was fighting for his own beliefs. He was also very similar to our main protagonist Asta in terms of their personalities. They are quite similar. But they also have a similar end goal, which is to stop the discrimination in Clover Kingdom. But the way they are going about to do it is different. That's where they differ mostly, and that's where one is a hero and one is a villain. And I really like this contrast between them. It's also great to see all these characters back again in action, and if it's a fun and great time that you really want, then this is the film for you. It's not thought-provoking, it's not complex, it's a simple story, simple plot, and fun, with lots of fun and action sequences. Now let's get to the drawbacks. The simple plot is great and all, but as I said before, it follows the conventional shonen storyline, so it's very predictable at how it's going. And this kind of thing with the villain and the story where they are similar but they have different ways of going about to do what they want to do, which is also a similar goal, has been seen a lot in shonen stories also. So it's following that same path, and so in a way it's very predictable. And let's not forget there are a couple of anime tropes in this movie as well. We've seen that in the show, and here it is. But the most annoying anime trope for me is when all the characters are either saying or thinking the same thing at the same time. And it's not just 2 or 3 characters, it's a lot of characters. And again, I'm really not a fan of this. I hate it, in fact. But some people think it's epic because when everybody says it, it sounds more epic. But for me, it's really I hate it because of how unrealistic it is. We've seen that in the show, and you'll see that in this movie as well. Then there is the demon inside of you trope, which, I've seen there's a lot of it, but I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. I wish they had gone for something original, but then I don't mind it again. There are side characters in the show which the movie tried to develop. They tried to develop them through giving them backstories, but the backstories were too short. In fact, so I wish they had given them more time for backstory, but then maybe it has to do with the budget or the length of the duration of the film. That's why they didn't. But the backstories really felt, they didn't add much weight to the characters for me personally. They added a bit of weight, but not a lot. I wish they could have added a bit more. And there are a couple of plot holes here and there. Small plot holes, but they were there. Overall, I'm going to give this film a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a pretty solid film, just that I wished it veered off from what the conventional anime storyline was. I mean, there's a lot of shonen stories doing that now, like with Jujutsu Kaisen. I think it's also and also Chainsaw Man. They're trying to veer off from the traditional anime storyline, the shonen storyline. And even Attack on Titan, that's considered shonen. I don't know how, but it has a lot of themes which are for mature audience, and I really like that. And I wish this series had done something similar as well. But other than that, if you're a Black Clover fan, I would highly recommend it. If you're someone who's looking for complex story and plot, maybe this series is not for you. And yeah, this is a lot of fun, very entertaining. I loved it. Other than that, I have nothing else. If you want to tell me something, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. See you next time. You guys are always the best.